Hey everybody, I'm Jimmy Rance. This is Friday night. I don't have a date, and neither do you. Isn't that something all of us, we ought to be out there on the dance floor just doing the shoe bop, shabam, Scooby Dooby Doo, baby. You know what I'm saying? Here we are, just sitting around the house. It's unbelievable, huh? Remember the good old days when we used to actually do stuff on Friday night, Saturday night? I know what we did when I was, when all my buddies, we didn't have any dates or anything. Well, I had a car, and I was one of the few guys that had a new car. And what we'd do is we'd get about 6 or 7 of us, and we'd all pile up in my car, and we would just go cruising up and down the street, and we're just looking for the babes. Now think about it. Think about it. Maybe a girl or two walking around, trying to look cool on a Friday, Saturday night. And a carload of guys. I mean, there's so many guys in my car, you couldn't even begin to stuff another person in my car. I'm telling you, man, we were some stupid jokers, but we had a lot of fun. Put about 7 guys in my little car, thinking we're going to ride around and pick up some girls. We ain't going to pick up nothing. About the only thing we picked up was the roaches and the red bugs. That's about it. I remember one night, I got to tell this story, it's kind of stupid. I'm in kind of a dingbat mood. My buddy and I, Hal, my best friend in the whole world, Hal, we're on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. We're in a town called Long Beach. And there's a kind of a, I don't know if it's a main road, but it's called West Railroad Street. Like I said, it's August. And it's hot as hell, man. Humid. It had to be over 100 degrees this particular night. I mean, it was so hot, you just sweaty. Now, back then, not every car had air conditioning, and mine did not have air conditioning. Y'all remember those days? Remember when you didn't have no air conditioning? Your air conditioner was you roll the windows down, and you had those little wings. Remember we used to open the wings up, let the wind blow on us? Or the wings, you'd be smoking a cigarette, and you throw it out the wing, and the cigarette butt flies in the back seat and burns your damn car down. Those days. Anyway, it was hot. It was August. And my friend and I wanted to just do stupid stuff like we always did. Harmless, but stupid. And what we did is we said, look, man, why don't we roll the windows up? Roll them up. We don't have no air conditioning. And then let's start puffing on cigarettes. And let's just get the car so smoky that you can't even hardly see. Make it look like it's fog. And then what we'll do is we'll cruise around and we'll pick up a hitchhiker. But there's one other thing we need to do. We need to turn the heater on. I mean, we're young. We're like 16 years old doing this crap. We're stupid, But boy, we had some fun. So I turned on my heater full blast, and we pretended that my heater was stuck. It would not go off. And we also act like the windows wouldn't roll down. So we're just having a bad mechanical kind of situation. The heater won't shut off, the windows won't roll down, and we're smoking like hell, and it looks like a fog machine in there. Now, Hal, if you're watching this, I know you remember that stuff. Well, anyway, I'm cruising around, and we see our guy there. There's some guy, he's hitchhiking. So we pull over, we're trying to be cool, and he was so grateful that we pulled over to give him a ride. So he thought. So we pull over, he opens up the door, and all that smoke just started billowing out the car. My God, I swear to God, it looked like, like down in South Mississippi, they spray for mosquitoes, and they got that fog shooting out of the machine. Well, that's what it looked like in my car. And we got in the car, and he got in and said, we told him, man, I'm really sorry, but my heaters, it won't shut off. It's stuck. It's broke. I got to get it fixed, And my windows, they won't roll down. We're just kind of stuck, but I'll give you a ride. This guy didn't last a half a block, and he said, man, I really appreciate y'all giving me a ride. He said, well, God damn, I got to get out of this son of a bitch, man. I'm going to have a stroke. And we let him out the car. I know it sounds stupid, but if you could experience that with us that night with me and Hal, and once that fella got out of the car, all that smoke, all that heat, all that humidity, man, it felt like in the car, that car must have been 130 degrees or something. It was terrible. But anyway, that's the kind of stupid fun we used to have. And I bet you guys used to do some crazy stuff too. I think we all did, you know. You know, I was thinking about maybe I'll do it, I don't know when, but I'm thinking about, like I did a video about the 70s, I'm thinking about maybe doing one in the 80s. Kind of comparing, you know, different decades. Like maybe we'll talk about 1980s. Man, there's some great music in the 1980s too. Had a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun with dancing. And had the real cool hair, you know, the Shags and the Pixies and all that crap. The girls, man, they dressed up, man, to the nines, man. They looked cool. You know, y'all looked beautiful back then. Y'all had that big old hair, man. It looked like a big cotton candy thing sitting on top of your head, but we loved it. No, and then you got into the Shags and the Farrah Fawcett look, and you absolutely looked drop dead gorgeous. Again, did I say this is Friday night and I don't have a date? Can you believe it? A 71-year-old man, and I can't even get a date. Can't even get one. You know, it's really strange. Like, I'm 71, but the brain doesn't register that I'm 71. I don't feel 71, but I am. I'm a broke down old mule, and I know it. But in my mind, I feel like, you know, I could get out amongst the magnolias. The only thing is, I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know how to date anymore. I don't know what y'all do. What do you do? When we dated, we went out, we had dinner, we went to shows, the movies, we went dancing, you know. Sometimes we even got lucky and we went to Lover's Lane, you know. We thought we was doing something, man, just, you know, mashing lips and pressing tongues together. Thought we was doing something. But boy, that sure was a good old days. Friday night football. Go to the football game, and then after the football game, you take your date and you go out somewhere and go get you a burger and a Coke or something. You're living large. I miss days like that, don't y'all? I don't know what y'all do today. I really don't. What do kids do today? Does anybody know? I know everybody I'm talking to is old as Methuselah, like me, but I'm sure you got grandkids or something. What do they do? I mean, what are they? Does everybody have a meeting place and they sit around on their cell phones talking back and forth to each other on a cell phone? You know, you say, hey, Johnny. No, he's right there. He's right over there. But no, is that what y'all do? I don't know what y'all do. Well, today I had to go to my doctor. I'll make it real short because I made that short video earlier. I went to the doctor, and what I thought I was supposed to do is several days ago I went to the hospital and I went through pulmonology. They gave me about 2 hours worth of tests. And they told me that they were going to send the results from this hospital, a civilian hospital, and they were going to send it over to the military VA, my doctor. And then that's where I'm supposed to follow up from there. Now today my doctor gets really pissed off at me because he says, I wanted you to go see a pulmonologist. I had orders for you to go to pulmonology to get tested and then go to the lung doctor. I said, well, I didn't have nothing to tell me to go to the lung doctor. I had no orders. I had nothing in emails or text or nothing. Nobody called me to schedule nothing. I said, they told me they're going to test me, send you the results, and then when you get the results, then you can do whatever you want to do with me. And so he gets all jackleg with me. He don't mess with me too bad. I hate to say it, but one time, many years ago, he said the wrong thing to me, and I almost jerked a knot in his ass. I'm telling you, I told him some things he never heard before, I guarantee you. And he always walked light around me ever since then. He probably got on the computer and said, man, this guy's crazy. Oh, I am crazy. Don't piss me off, man. You incompetent jackass. I was saying when I made the short earlier today, whenever I first got into the VA system, I started off, I was down south. And you go there, and I mean, about every year, every 6 months, it's like a revolving door. The doctors come in, the doctors slide out. Doctors come in, they ease on out, and you get a new one. But not me. Not here in Colorado. No. I got to have the biggest jerk off doctor there is on the planet. The guy don't want to listen to you. He just wants to rush you in and rush you out. He don't want to listen to you at all. It's like today, whenever he says, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm hanging in there pretty good." I said, "I do have some things I'd like to talk to you about." And he goes, "Well, I hope it's just one thing." And I'm thinking, look, man, it's one thing. It's all respiratory. But how dare a doctor, and they've done this at the VA. I've gone into the VA before, and they've said something like the nurse will come in, do your blood, and run the thing across your forehead to see if you got a fever, do the, whatever you call it, the oximeter on your finger to make sure you've got enough oxygen in your blood and stuff. And the nurse comes up and she says, "Now, you can only complain to the doctor about one thing today." And my wife was with me then. She remember RN. And boy, she laid into that nurse. You wouldn't believe it. I mean, the nurse that was at the VA was a LPN. And my wife's a retired RN. And a lot of experienced RNs ain't got time for no little bullshit LPN. No disrespect to the LPN, but compared to the RN, sorry, you ain't shit. I'm just saying. That's enough of that. But anyway, so now the doctor wants to still send me to a pulmonologist. But here's what I'm thinking. The pulmonologist, the department, or whoever it was that gave me the test, they sent a report. They sent it to my doctor. They sent one to me. And it said there's no COPD, there's no asthma, there's no emphysema, there's nothing. My lungs are great is what they basically told me. They said for a 71-year-old man, your lungs are really better than most. And I thought, hallelujah, yay. So what does my doctor want to do now? He wants to send me to a lung doctor. They've already said my lungs are good. Why? Why waste time, my time, and all these other doctors and all this stuff? Why? And then now he wants to send me to a cardiologist. He says, "Well, I don't think you have heart failure, but today I want you to go back and have some lab work done. Some more." I just had lab work done just a few days ago. I feel like a pincushion, man. I'm so bruised up in here with him poking me. And the last time they tried to draw blood, they went in too far. It went all the way through the vein or whatever. So they had to back it up and move it. And I told them, I said, luckily, I can stand the pain. Go ahead, move that needle, do whatever you got to do, but let's just get this over with. So that was pretty sore from all them, you know how it is. They stick in and they moving that needle around because they're morons. They don't know how to do their own job. I don't have rolling veins or anything. So anyway, so I go today. He says, "Well, we need more specialized blood work. I need to have some heart. We need to look at some heart markers. It's a very important test. But I don't think that you really have any kind of heart issue. Your blood pressure's good. Your last EKG that you had like 5 months ago, that's good." So what does he do? He sends me to going to send me to a heart doctor now. I told him, I said, I bet when push comes to shove, Doc, when this is all over with, we're going to find out it's going to be the ENT, the ear, nose, and throat doctor that's going to solve whatever I got. I've got really bad postnasal drip for some weird reason. It goes down in my throat. That's why I'm always clearing my throat when I make a video, because that drip gets in there and it irritates the hell out of you. And it can go down in your throat and it can irritate nerves. And back in 1980, the doctor said I had something called like GERD, which is like an acid reflux. And sometimes this reflux can come up and it can actually spill over a little bit in some cases and get in the lungs. And it's an acid. It burns the hell out of the lungs. So with me complaining about every time I inhale, it's like inhaling Vicks vapor rub, like a mentholatum kind of whenever I breathe. I said, you watch, it's going to be them that's going to solve this crap. Not a heart doctor, not pulmonary, it's going to be an ENT. He goes, well, I don't know. Well, just the fact that he said, I don't know, well, I guarantee you, I bet it'll be right. I'll be right. 14 minutes, 51 seconds. I'm sorry to run over again. I don't have nothing else to do. I don't have a date tonight. Ladies, where are you? Where y'all at? Here I am, a 71-year-old strapping man. You're right. I'm just having fun. Again, I know I'm 71, but the brain don't see me as 71. Sometimes I feel like I really do. Sometimes I feel like a young guy. I do in thinking. I don't know, man. I don't know. Getting old is tough. It really is. It's kind of tough, man. So none of us have any dates. What does that say about all of us? We ought to all get together and just have a big throwdown. What y'all say? Okay, guys, I'm going to exit on out of here and bring my little Mississippi ass back into the den. Y'all have a good night. I was just trying to be a little goofy. I gave a very heartfelt video last night about me and kind of how Bobby, our evolution and how everything ended. It's really tough. So today, but you know, one more thing. I tried it 2 other times. I couldn't do it. I felt so guilty. I pulled it off. I couldn't even really make a video explaining what I wanted to explain. Somebody asked me, though, was Red Magnolia Bobby? Yes. Bobby was Bobby. Bobby was Red Magnolia. And Bobby was also Birdie. She was like the Trinity. But anyway, even though the way things turned out, I'm so thankful that I had that decade. Yep, I am. It's a great marriage. You know, that's loving somebody a lot to pull all the crap that she pulled. She really, really wanted me, I guess, to be her husband. And man, she did whatever she had to do and she made it happen. So I give her that. She got so bogged down in everything, she just couldn't get out of it. She wasn't really, I don't think, trying to lie to me. I think it just got too far. It got too deep, too far. It was just a bad situation, really. Very embarrassing in a lot of ways. But anyway, I don't want to get back off into all that. But yes, Red Magnolia was Bobby, and so was Birdie. And somebody had something else, and I'm trying to remember what it was, because I wanted to answer you here, but I'll be damned, I just kind of went blank all of a sudden. Something about, the sons. The sons. The sons were not, there were 2 sons. There were 2 boys, but the 2 sons were Bobby's. Bobby was the mother of these 2 boys. And the real sad thing about it, and I don't want to go into it, remember, I talked to those boys every day. But those 2 boys were in cahoots with their mother. They really played me like a fiddle. That's why I named it, I was catfished. I think they were really trying to help their mom land the guy that she wanted, which was me. And it's not like some of you may think, well, why don't you go to the sons now and talk to them to find out, to fill in the gaps? I've tried. They won't cooperate with me at all because they are still protecting their mother. And I guess I can't blame them. I would protect my mom too if I had to. Anyway, that's enough of that, guys. Again, another long, drawn-out video. We don't have any dates tonight. We need to fix that. I am a pleasure to be around, ladies. I'm telling you. All right. I got to go. Y'all have a good night. It may be early enough you can run out there and go get you a date or something. I don't know. Go have some fun. Have some fun. Forget about politics. Forget about the world's collapsing. Forget about the doomsday prepping and all that crap. Forget that America is absolutely going broke. Forget that we're paying astronomical prices at the pump and food. We have shortages coming up. We've got high prices. Don't worry about all that. You focus on getting yourself a date and you make your world real nice. Okay, guys, I'm Jimmy Rance. Thanks for putting up with this stupid shit.